Hey folks, I wanted to make a quick video. Hopefully it's not a quick video, but a quick video on Veracity and BEPRO. So during a live chat for VIPs, I noticed something on Veracity. Besides there's somebody watching us in the darkness. Is that it's strong as hell. So, although in the end, it did go significantly below the point where I said, personally, there's too much bearish divergence for me. I would get out here. And I am very confident I can buy back later, which ended up being true, which I knew it would be with a very, very high likelihood. It took 24 days. But most people, 24 days is a long time for them. And they were on my channel saying, haha here and haha here and all that stuff. And then I'm saying, haha here. But regardless of that, most coins that do multi-1,000% pumps, Harmony One, BEPRO, all that, they do a 70+% correction, almost 100% of the time. And I think Harmony BEPRO did like 72%. Actually, BEPRO might have done 77, but that's pretty normal when you're doing multi-1,000 runs, multi-1,000 percentage runs. Veracity not only did a multi-1,000 percentage run, I believe it did 1,000% from its previous all-time high. Just pure insanity. Fuck, 3,000% from its all-time. That's just insane. Okay, but anyway. And mixed with that, it stuck its landing on my midterm ribbons, and I don't think it's going to go below it. But the main point is, it's only done like a 52%, 55, 56% correction. And what that means is Veracity, more than Harmony One, more than BEPRO, more than pretty much anything you're ever going to see, has a loyal fan base that creates a constant pressure up and buy pressure, no matter what's happening. So anytime that the sell pressure exceeds it in terms of a vector of force, essentially, it's short-lived. Very short-lived. And it's vector up, it's constant pressure up, the vector up arrow that is in constant, so not pushes, but just constant pressure up, right? It might be bigger than, it's on the level of like V-chain pressure up. Actually higher. Much higher. This V-chain hasn't gone up this much, not even close. And if V-chain did, it would have corrected 70%. So with that, hopefully no one interpreted my being mathematically sound and statistically sound by taking profits where there's major bearish divergence to double my money once or twice, which was not easy to do. I only ended up doubling my money on a couple of trades twice throughout, this correction, but still was able to do it. And I could have bought Veracity back much lower. 20% lower after doubling my money. So I'd have way more than double my Veracity with that portion of my bag I would have sold, right? So I'm not saying I would have sold everything. I would have sold maybe 30 bagged it. Actually, at this high level, I would have 50 bagged it personally, had I still been holding it. But actually, I got a Veracity. I entered here and got out here. I still almost like tripled my money in that. I should have held it, but I wasn't looking to hold it. I didn't look into the coin. I didn't utilize it as that. I utilized it as a tool to get more of something else I was watching, right? So my having sold it doesn't mean anything bad. But now in retrospect that I can see how strong this is. It's now a mid-cap coin, like 140 million. my portfolio is now to the size where I need to enter more mid-cap positions than I have now, because soon, in a few months, or no, in like 2 months, almost all of my holdings will be mid or mid-small cap holdings anyway. So, and I still hold BEPRO, but I got that when it was 15 million cap. It said 5 million cap on CoinMarketCap, but it was actually 15 million, but it's still small cap. So when I add a mid-cap coin to my portfolio, it's going to be Verasity. It's the strongest one I've seen. So I'm saying this with the idea that structurally and a posturing, there's not a coin out there that's this strong. And there's not a coin out there that I've seen from a relativistic standpoint. Now, in terms of raw numbers, yes, VeChain's constant pressure up is bigger, sure. But relativistic to the market cap, if you could do a ratio of this vector, force vector, divided by the market cap, Veracity's is way bigger than VeChain's, probably triple. So when I add a mid-tier cap to my portfolio, which probably will be kind of soon, before June, it's going to be Verasity. And I'll probably try to get quite a bit of it. I'm going to have to wait till a couple things pop and 50 bag those to buy Verasity. So that's my update on Verasity. My update on BEPRO, and it just so happens that that these updates that I truly wanted to do, they're going to be nice to the Google algorithm, which is why I'm putting these together. But during my live chats, these two coins did have a special place in the live chat. So what I'm saying here is legitimate. BEPRO, long-term ribbons on the short-term time frames. It's getting ready to correct back to this gray line, like literally all coins do. Sometimes when they really scream, though, sometimes they'll correct. If the ribbons are here like that, sometimes price will correct into the ribbons and not quite the gray line. But this one's gonna, so the BEPRO will probably touch 1.3 cents, something like that. But it's gonna bounce right back up. I think BEPRO could get really hot here. I think it could have one red week. It's going to be a small red week. So if we go on a weekly scale, it's going to make more sense. And this is versus the dollar, which I think most of the plays on, even though BEPRO is playing a horizontal on the Bitcoin pairing, but I don't know. I think just the US dollar pairing is making more sense to me. I think BEPRO could get really hot here. I think this week will close somewhere right at where it's at 1.3 cents, 1.4. Or it could close as high as 2 cents, honestly. It could easily close at 2 cents. If it does close at 2 cents this week, the end of next week is probably going to hit around 3.8 cents. And then it would probably have a red week. Maybe. Actually, it probably would. And the week after that, which would be the week of May 17th, I think BEPRO could hit 6.8 cents. It could get hot really fast within the next 20 days. So out of including this week, next week, the week after, and the week after, so the next 4 weeks, including this week, I think only 1 week will be red, if perhaps 0 weeks. So if it's 0 weeks, then this candle would be smaller, and this would also be green, or whatever, you know. Gosh. Another option for this would be this. If there are no red weeks, which honestly, it might be more probable that there are no red weeks, this might close here like at 1.6 cents. The next week closes at 2.4 cents. The next week maybe starts down, looks like it's getting rejected, but then goes up all the way to 5 cents, but closes at 4.3 cents. And the week after that is still green. It actually could do something like 8 cents and close below this line. So actually, BEPRO could hit 8 cents by May 23rd, which I think would be a Sunday. Or no, that might be a Saturday. If they're all green weeks. And even if there's one red week, I think it could still hit the same number. Because if there were a red week, it would most likely be because one week got a little hot too fast, and it needs to come retrace a little bit, kind of like it's retracing now, as you can see on the long-term ribbons. It's just gonna hit that line as the ribbons are, and then it'll go right back up. And it would do something similar if one week got too hot. But I think BEPRO's ready to really start rocking and rolling. It's ready. It's had a long correction. It actually went sideways longer than I anticipated. I thought it was going to bounce off this line, give this a shot, and then start correcting more, use that as resistance, something like that. But you gotta get down to get up. It got down really hard. 77% correction, 78% correction. And on the weekly, it's going to launch off its 21. Look. And when it does that, and it closes on there multiple weeks, like that, if it closes right at it with confidence, sticks the landing, proves it's going to stay. Wait, hold on. It sticks the landing, proves it's going to stay, then starts launching off, there are going to be multiple green weeks in a row. That's how it works almost every time. And the market psychology behind that is because there have been so many, people who have been sideliners like me this whole time. Actually, I've been an intermittent buyer. I bought it at 1.6 cents and I bought it at 1.1 cents. Because I thought it was a candidate to double or triple more quickly than any other coin I was watching. And I still think it'd probably be in the mid-high class of that. I think it'd be one of the fastest from the point it hit 1.1 cents to triple. There are a couple others I watched during my that I found during my live chat where I thought actually could triple a little faster than that, and OLT actually would be one, but because it's ready to go now, but and it's a smaller cap, but so the market psychology behind this, sticking the landing and all that stuff, is that a lot of people became sellers. Big group of people. Okay, this vector got very big. Perhaps just as big as this group of people, if not bigger. A lot of these people became sellers. Because most people buying BEPRO are new to the space. Right? And they sell when things are down. And they buy when things are high. That's just how it is. People love buying tops and love selling bottoms. That's why I make money from them, because they're literally giving me their money on both occasions. So the market psychology behind that is that up here, once I said it literally in the moment live, making a video, now it's a winning strategy to take pretty solid profits here. And then 15 seconds later, I said it could correct all the way back to this line for my Twitter post of that video, made exactly in the moment as it was happening. And no one believed me, right? So anyway, in that moment, there were tons of buyers. Particularly, there was a fairly popular and big YouTuber who does crypto news and white paper reading and stuff like that. His viewers and other people were jumping on the train, became buyers, knew nothing of BEPRO. They immediately became sellers. And not holding any BEPRO, they became sideliners. And right here, once they say, oh, they see BEPRO, what, it's up 20% in a day? They're going to become buyers again. A very large group of people. Very large. Not just the new people who are buying tops here, but people like me who have been a sideliner trying to buy it below 1.7 cents and very happy that I could buy it at 1.1 cents. I didn't snag it under a penny, damn it. I know some of you did, so good job. Good job being patient. I wasn't patient enough. I pulled the trigger at 1.1 cents. But in addition to those viewers who screwed themselves there, and will come back to try to do it again, maybe a little better this time, which is a large vector of buyers, people like us, perhaps, that have taken profits, have been sideliners, holding some BEPRO, will start picking it up again because we know it's getting ready to get hot. So I think the vector of buyers is getting ready to get very large. And that's what happens when you stick a 21 landing. Because by default, in a bull run, if you hit the 21 hard like that, that means there are a shit ton of sellers. That's a pretty deep correction in a bull run for an altcoin. I mean, traditional markets, it's pretty common. Because it doesn't go that far above it, right? So a lot of altcoins, you know, they only hit this like 2 to 3 times in a whole season, in a whole bull run. So it creates a ton of sell pressure. I mean, or not it creates, it's caused by a ton of sell pressure, people getting scared. So that's the market psychology behind why I believe that's the technicals in terms of the 21. And that's the market psychology in terms of buyers, sellers, and sideliners that I feel that BEPRO could very easily, the week of May 17th, which could be the 23rd of May, I think it's going to hit between 6 cents and 8 cents. Maybe, yeah, 6 to 8 cents. So if I'm pretty close, actually, no. If I'm pretty wrong, I'll still repost this on Twitter saying, hey, this was my guess. And I probably put it on my calendar to do so. But the last time I said something, you know, for a month plus out, ended up, you know, a what if happened. So this time I'm saying I think it's perhaps the most probable. So we'll see. I don't really have very many most probables. I mean, it could get rejected from this, keep going sideways, then get rejected from this, go sideways, get rejected from this, go sideways, and never touch this line ever again. Or, yeah, or it could actually move sideways and boring until freaking June, and then July just freaking scream and go up to 37 cents. That could actually happen. I don't think it will, though. And then it would go sideways for like 200 days if it did that. And then it would probably pass $1, actually, if it went sideways for 200 days after hitting 37 cents, maybe corrected down to 12 cents. Probably hit well over $1 if that happened. So that's why a lot of boringness is actually good. It allows you to pop up. But anyway, those are my thoughts on BEPRO and Verasity. You just got Timified.